Welcome to MarcusG.tv. I am Chef Marcus Giuliano, and I'm a chef on a mission. Today's mission is organic, the Organic Hoax. Organic Hoax Part 2. This is a continuing series of the most common questions what doubters ask about organic food. And some of those doubts are true and some of them are not. So I'm going to tell you about my 13 years of experience in the organic world. One thing that people say, well, organic's so much more expensive, Marcus. And that can be very, very true, okay? First of all, you need to, be able to buy properly, okay? If you're going to go buy processed organic foods, of course those are more expensive. Processed foods in general are more expensive than unprocessed foods. So for example, if you want to buy a 25-pound bag of beans and then cook beans when you need them, as opposed to buying small individually canned organic beans, there's a big price difference. If you want to buy organic potatoes or organic potato chips, there's a massive price difference. We're talking $15 a pound for potato chips versus $1 a pound for the potato. So you see how that works? So the more you process the food, the more it costs. So you might have to actually cook some of your own food. What a concept, right? But there are a lot of value organic brands out there now. I mean, I see a ton of them out there where the cost is not much of a difference. So I'm in the restaurant industry, so I can buy, for example, like let's say basil. I can buy organic basil for literally $1 more a pound than conventional basil. Now, of course, why wouldn't I want to support, for $1 more a pound, it's less than 10%, why wouldn't I want to support a farm that's doing the right thing organically versus a farm that is not doing the right thing, or at least not getting certified or taking a step to make that movement? So there's a lot of things that are right on in there. Now, years ago I found stories from farmers when I lived in Colorado that they actually had to sell off a lot of their organic produce as conventional just because that's where the market was higher at the time. That they were getting better prices for conventional broccoli. And this was a story that was actually told for me from Grant Family Farms, one of the big organic farms out in Colorado. It was, Marcus, I can get more for conventional right now, so I'm not going to totally remove my organic label. The companies, the repackers aren't even going to know that it's organic, and I'm just going to ship it out. But it's still organic. But that's where the more money is right now. So being organic is not more expensive, okay? Buying stupid things is paying more money, okay? So buying stupid things is. So the processed foods. The next thing is, as a whole, our society, I did a great blog on this about a year ago, on how much Americans spend on a percentage-wise of their income on food. We are consistently the lowest country out there. We spend like 6% of our whole income on food. Canada comes second at like 7 or 8. And then all of a sudden, you have countries that jump up to 9, 10, 11, 12%, and countries that go up to like 40%. Imagine taking 40% of your paycheck and putting it towards food. That is huge. Granted, these people's paychecks aren't much, and there's a different standard of living, or there is no standard of living in some of these countries. I always hear people justify, well, in China, 55 cents an hour for labor is the going rate because that must be what their economy is. No, it's called exploiting them. They're like, those women are probably happy to have jobs in Indonesia for 15 cents an hour. No, it's called exploiting them at the level of corporate greed. That's what that's called. It's not their standards of life over there, okay? It's well under any standards of life. So we spend far less. So imagine if we took that 6% and moved it up to 10%. Imagine if we prioritize the things in our life that actually make a difference, okay? I know a lot of people who go out and eat extravagant meals. They spend a lot of money, they buy expensive cars, they buy expensive clothes, but then they turn around and buy the cheapest possible food they could put into the body. What really makes the most difference. So we could, as a whole society, spend more on our food, being that we do spend the least out of any nation out there, okay? In fact, the poorest countries eat organic. Yes, the poorest countries in the world eat organic. Look at countries like Cuba. There's other undeveloped countries around the world. They've never had the luxury of buying pesticides and chemicals and synthetic fertilizers. They've never had that luxury. They never had the money to do that. So they've mastered the art of organic farming. They've mastered organic, more industrial organic production. They've mastered that. And these people eat organically. There's a lot of countries out there that do that, a lot of societies, a lot of places that do that because they've never had that luxury. So to say that you can't produce more organically is also wrong. Rodell did a phenomenal study 15 or so years ago that organic production, especially in drought years, because in organic production you take care of your soil, you nurture the whole environment. Especially in drought years, organic farms had more production because their soil is a richer, more lively ecosystem which holds water in drought years. So that whole thing of, well, we can't support the world on organic farming is totally false. And take a look at like Polyface Farm, Joel Salatin. This guy produces a massive amount of beef, chicken on his farm and pigs, and per acre, he'll outproduce anybody in the country. And he doesn't consider himself a beef farmer, he considers himself a grass farmer. I farm grass and the animals do the rest. So it's a strict rotation and it's really neat. Check him out, Joel Salatin, Polyface Farms. I don't want to make this video too long on everything he does, but check out his videos, check out his website. He does a lot of really, really awesome things. And if more farms did that, if more production facilities did that, more industrial sized facilities did that, we could easily have more food at a lower cost. Joel Salatin doesn't buy food. They eat, the animals eat the grass. That's what they're there for. He's raising grass. And how much does it cost to raise grass? Water and sunlight and some land. He's not buying expensive grains in to feed these animals. Okay? So it is more economic and it is more production, but the problem is we have corporate greed in these big companies that want to mass produce as much as they possibly can and disrespect everything else along the way just for the bottom line. When, you know, it's like Joel Salatin says, you know, in one of his videos, goes, we take all this expensive satellite equipment to like GPS and track where we're going to plant the corn in America, and then take that corn and feed it to cows when the cows aren't supposed to be eating the corn to begin with. So why are we doing all that GPS satellite tracking on the corn when that's the wrong thing to do to begin with? Organic food is not expensive. If you buy something, stupid purchasing, it makes things expensive. Buy properly and you will save money with organic and you will be healthier. I'm Chef Marcus Giuliano. Thanks for watching.